Hello, Wendy.
Hi, Brooke.
Thank you for having me over.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I love to see you. I love to
Oh,
see you in three dimensions
in three
as opposed to
dimensions.
just on the computer.
I know. I feel like I've seen you. I think it's been close to 6 months,
I
eight
know it's
months.
been a long time since we've seen each other.
Wow. So I'm down here in Reno with Wendy. Wendy just got back from St. Augustine, Florida. Tell us about it, Wendy.
Oh, it was so nice. It's a place that I've been wanting to spend some time. And I just rented a cute little Airbnb for 4 nights. And I took
Very
my
nice.
mom, and it was a real treat for us to spend some time together, kind of a
Oh,
pre-Mother's Day
very
present.
nice.
But Brooke and I thought it would be nice for us to get on here today and just kind of review what my experience was like with Airbnb as a customer, as a client, and maybe give you some insights into some of the things that you do for people so that they can have a really great experience on both ends.
Thank you,
that
Wendy.
business.
I really appreciate that. No, I'm an Airbnb co-host for Homes in Lake Tahoe, and I'm always interested on hearing from the guest experience versus the owner's expectations of the home or the management expectations of the home, or even from the cleaning perspective. So, Wendy, what was the most memorable thing about your Airbnb experience?
Well, the most memorable thing I think was that it really was as advertised in terms of its location. It was just perfect. It
Very
was
nice.
right on a marsh, and the ocean was just across the street. So we had water views from just about every window. So that was really special
Oh,
to
very
me. That was
cool.
really nice.
Okay, now I have to ask. This is like my number one thing that I'm always curious about. And I think in part because I have the cleaning business. But if you could rate the cleanliness from a scale of 1 to 10, is it kind of on the 10 being the highest, or 1, or maybe some 3 for improvement?
Yeah, there's definitely room for improvement. When I opened the door to the Airbnb, I got a blast of cleaning products, the aroma of cleaning products, which on the one hand gave me confidence that they had cleaned it, but it was almost like a face full of
Overkill.
chemicals. Yeah. And then everything was surface clean. The refrigerator inside was clean. Everything looked clean. But when I opened a silverware drawer to get out some spoons, I could see some crumbs in the drawer, and it just made me go,
Ah, yeah.
yeah. So that was a little disappointing. The coffee maker could have been cleaner, on the
Really?
inside of the coffee maker. Again, everything on the outside
The
looked
surface clean.
really clean. So what kind of service do you provide for your Airbnb homeowners?
So with our cleaning service, we are super sensitive to the COVID restrictions that we just came out of, which closed our Airbnbs down for about 4 months out of the year for 2020. So we're very conscientious of that. And in addition, we want the guest experience to be amazing. So not only just the surface clean, but the opening of the drawer where you have the crumbs. So where I tend to think, and I use my sister as an example, my middle sister, Hope, she'll rent an Airbnb and she'll have me come over and clean it. Or I don't do that anymore. I've said no.
You would clean the Airbnb before she went?
Yes.
Oh my
Or
God.
inspect it.
Oh, you're like
after.
a princess. Oh my God.
She would have me come and inspect this home that she rented. And it's even gone so far as inspecting hotels.
Wow.
Does this feel clean to you? I need you to go over there and check it. I want to know if the blankets are clean. Can you just
Wow.
rewash them?
Wow.
And I should not say this on camera, but she is so convinced that they have something that she might take home with her, some bug in the blankets.
Yeah, I know some people are like
And-
that. They just get the weebie-jeebies of staying in a
Mhm.
place where they know it's been cycled through with one client or one guest after another. There's no chance for that place to kind of
Right, to get a really
rest.
good deep clean.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, Wendy, so there is this window of time, and the standard window of time is check out at 11 o'clock
Yep.
and then a check-in at 4.
Yeah.
So you have between 5 to 6 hours to do a clean, and the homes can range from 1 bedroom, 1 bath, all the way up, in our case, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths. So you have this very short window of time.
Yeah.
And when we're in peak season, that window of time crunches. You have guests who want early arrivals. And so what we've really done to combat this issue of a rushed clean, because that's a very big concern and we don't want the guests to have that unpleasant experience, we've created a checklist. And so with our checklist, we'll go down the order of importance of the kitchen area, the bathrooms. And then for the bedrooms, what we do, because that feeling of used blankets, in the case of my sister, becoming very questioning when was the last time these blankets have been washed.
Right.
We require that every owner has a backup set of blankets and a backup set of sheets and backup sets of all linens so they can be swapped out after each clean.
Wow, that really is a lovely service.
Thank you, Indy.
That's really an attention to detail that I think other cleaning services will skip over, because it just seems it's a little bit more cumbersome, but it makes all the difference in the world in terms of cleanliness for the
Yeah.
guest. Yeah,
Because you can smell clean, you can smell
You can.
bleach, you can smell ammonia.
yeah, you can.
But is it something that someone came in and wiped the counters as an extra step to give a fresh smell, or were things really truly cleaned?
Mhm.
And now when I do an inspection of a home before a guest arrival, and this is why it's so important for all homes before any guest shows up, is to have someone check the details. So I'll start in the bathroom and I'll run my hand along the bathtub side
Oh,
wall.
wow.
And if that feels grimy, that's an immediate indication to me the cleaners really didn't do a good job cleaning this tub.
Mhm.
And then I'll take a piece of tissue, a white piece of tissue, paper towel, and then I'll go to the back of the toilet at the base and rub it on the
Wow.
wipe it. Because if the housekeeper didn't, if they missed that part, that means that they weren't around the base of the toilet.
Mhm.
And so it was, and that's usually a good indicator that it
Wow.
hasn't been cleaned well for us.
Wow, that's amazing. So you really give it the white glove test.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Well, thank you for that. I think that's a really wonderful
Oh, thank
service
you.
that you provide to your guests. And I know that you've got some great reviews
Thank you, Wendy.
from your clients that you already
Yeah.
have. So good work.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So I'm also dying to ask you, what else stands out in your memory with Airbnb? Specifically the one that you rented, just came back from.
One of the things that just make me kind of laugh is that I really feel like I'm kind of on top of things. I like to be organized. But when I was on vacation, I was like, vacation mode.
Yes,
You know, it was
your brains
really,
go out the window.
yeah. And I wasn't really as attentive to the emails that the homeowner was sending me or
Mhm.
that the Airbnb host was sending me. And I feel like it would have been beneficial to get a text that said, "Hey, Wendy, I just sent you an email." Like,
That's probably a really good
it's
idea.
just something that gave me an indication that there was something waiting for me. And I don't know about your inbox, but sometimes my inbox is just
It's
out of
inundated.
control. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
Right.
really a nice gesture to have a text just to let me know what was going on.
Well, there's so many different factors that could be involved. You lose your phone during your vacation.
Yeah.
Your phone dies. I understand that all too well, especially traveling with children. Yes. So on my last trip to Santa Cruz, my phone died. And I had no idea how to get into this vacation rental.
And here you are in the business, right?
Mhm. And this is what I do for a living. I have all of my information on automation to the guest. And so we begin a process as soon as they book. It's an automated message. Thank you for choosing us. Then we'll follow up and get to know the customer. We want to know why you traveled to our Airbnb. And then a follow up towards the day before, and then follow it up with a text like, we hope that you arrived to your destination safely. Here's the code. Check your email for further instructions. But in my case, my phone died. And this was a client of mine, his home in Santa Cruz that we were staying at. And fortunately, I remembered the code to the Tahoe Donner home that we managed. And I tried that same code, Wendy. And that was the code of how I got in.
That is awesome. That's awesome. That you are so smart. You'd make a good detective.
Oh. But I can understand the fear when you're now. I have genuinely, I felt it firsthand.
Yeah. So you know what it's like to be the guest. One of the things that you said to me before we started the video was how important it is to download and print the itinerary and any information that you get from the Airbnb host. And that way you can just stick it in your bag, stick it in your backpack. And when you're standing there at the front door of that property, you just pull it out because you don't know if it's going to be dark. Your phone might be dead at this point. So it's just a really good backup. It's a good plan B.
It's super important. And it may seem a little old school to you. And we're so used to have everything at the palm of our hands, tips of our fingertips, that a piece of paper, an old school piece of paper.
Yeah. Or just write it on your hand.
Yeah. Just put that in a code right there.
Well, great. I'm sure you have lots of wonderful tips, but maybe that's it for today. We'll just talk about the cleaning and accessing the property with a backup download itinerary. So great. And we want to know what your vacation plans are if you're coming to Lake Tahoe. We would love to know where you're going to stay.
Yes, and hopefully that's on the North Shore.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah. And if you're a property owner, is there something that you want to tell them, Brooke?
Yes, I would love your feedback on if you're a property owner in the Lake Tahoe area. What is your feedback on this video? What do you feel like you can improve on or have questions about when managing your home? Or if you're interested in what a co-host is for the Lake Tahoe area, we'd be more than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah. Awesome. Good
Thank you,
work.
Wendy.
All right.